Hello, this is Angus4040 here, and today's tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to use ScreenFlow. So this video is kind of just basically ScreenFlow for beginners. So I'm going to be showing some more advanced things also. Just going to be showing you basically most of the features on ScreenFlow because I've used ScreenFlow for quite a long time, maybe 3 years or something I think, and I've been using it very often in those 3 years. So anyway, I'll just show some of the features. So first of all, to record, you just go to File. You should see this thing here when you open ScreenFlow. So you click this, Configure Recording. The checkbox in the bottom, which unfortunately cannot show right at the moment. What that checkbox is it's computer audio. So basically, for example, if you record a game, or you record I don't know, something like I don't know, an application that makes some sound, something like that. But basically anything that you'd hear on your headphones gets recorded, and no microphone or anything is required for it. And above that, you have the microphone thing. So if you want to record sounds, select that or not. I think that, oh no, above that I think is also the webcam. If you want to record your webcam, eyesight camera, and whatever camera you use. I think external camera should work, but there might be compatibility issues. So now I'm going to be actually showing you how you can edit the video. First, you can pause the recording by clicking pause if you have version 2.1 or later, I think. Quite an awesome hidden feature is if you go to ScreenFlow Preferences. If you go to, I'm not sure where it is, I think it's Advanced. It is somewhere here. Yes, here, Pause hotkey. So if you click this, you can set a hotkey to pause the recording. So for example, if you're in the middle of the game and you don't want to edit out, you're exiting the full screen mode of the game and then clicking here on pause, you can just use this pause hotkey. But there are some issues of using this in a full screen game occasionally, for example a game like Minecraft, which uses Java, which the full screen mode is not very compatible with Mac, I think. I'm going to be kind of showing you how you can edit the video now. So you can drag and drop recording here, change the time. You can make a recording shorter by drag and dropping this, or you can make it. You can't make it longer, but you can if you want to duplicate this. So to duplicate this, what you need to do is just click copy, and just paste it and drag it to this place over here. To record the sounds or audio, you can click the audio track. Actually, if you select computer audio, to edit the audio of the computer audio gets recorded onto the same track as screen recording. But if you click edit and somewhere here, I think if you right click it and if you click, I'm not sure where it is, but I think you can somehow export the audio. I think you need to split the clip or something. Anyway, I'm not completely sure how you do that, because I haven't needed to do that before. If you want to change the audio of the computer audio, the volume and things, just select the screen recording, or you select built-in microphone, or line-in microphone, or whatever it's called. You can change the volume. Changing the volume is not very effective. If you want to change the volume, then use a program like Audacity and normalize the volume. If you want to actually increase it a lot without making the audio quality very bad. You can add effects here. So these are effects, quite simple effects, kind of effects that you'd find in GarageBand or somewhere. Some of these might remove some background sounds, possibly. These effects can distort the audio a bit though. I don't use any of these effects on my ScreenFlow recordings, but I have tested them and they do work. You can also do things and mix the inputs to mono. So basically what this does, I think, is just combine the two recordings got two stereo microphones into one audio, but it does make the audio sound a bit worse though. But I think it improves the file size a bit by maybe a few kilobytes, megabytes. So if you go to screen recording, if you go to video, you can scale this. So you can zoom in. You can't actually zoom in a lot. I think it's limited to your screen resolution, which is normally I think 1440 by 900 on a 15-inch MacBook Pro, and some other Mac laptops also. If you zoom, but I think the resolution is similar. So if you zoom in by holding Control something and zooming in, but I haven't got that set up at the moment, so I can't demonstrate that. You can, if you want, change this size here. I think if you hold Shift, you can actually make this the correct size, so you don't distort all of the size and everything. So for example, what you could do is put it in the middle, and you can actually add reflection effects. It's quite nice if you record your webcam or something. So if you have it about 50%, it does kind of blur a bit, but it does look quite kind of awesome if you don't really want to use the full screen, or if you use a webcam or something. You can also add shadows. Shadows quite awesome, but they're not visible if you have a black background, which you would have a black background if you do not have a recording behind us, because you can add several ScreenFlow recordings by clicking Add Recording, drag and drop some media here. You can even drag and drop MP3 files, I think. I'll just set this to the defaults now and disable reflection and shadow. What you can actually do is, for example, if you want to record just one window, you can just zoom in, use a bit of scale, and just drag and drop the scale things here. What you can do is add screen recording actions. So, for example, in this part of the recording, what I could do is add a screen recording action. Click OK. It has it over here. This yellow thing here where the mouse is pointing at the bottom of the screen. So what you can do with this is if you select this, where it's all turn yellow, and you can, for example, zoom the pointer. So this is basically kind of a bit like keyframing, I think, After Effects or something like that. So it can add some nice transitions and things with this. So, for example, I think you can change the pointer of this, but the pointer gets set to default. I think you can't use transitions with pointers. I think so you need to leave it at default. But you can choose the image also for the pointer if you want. So what you could do is set the mouse pointer. So this part is mostly just effects for the mouse. You can also show keys pressed if you want. Show modify keys pressed. I think modify keys is things like commands, caps lock, things like that, I think. So call out, if I just remove this, what the call out does is, for example, you can just make, for example, the foreground window or something, the only thing visible, so you can just set an opacity, so it kind of focuses into this. You can also zoom up, zoom this window in, so it's kind of quite an awesome effect. If you want the dock and everything to be visible, you can even add a border, I think, but the border isn't a great feature in my opinion. This is actually a transition because it's a call out. It's just actually it isn't a transition, I think, but you can make it builds, and which I think adds kind of transition. Yes. So if you want this to be in all of the clips, then just drag it to the beginning and drag it to the end. But I'll just remove this. You can add text. This is a very nice feature. So for example, even like this part of the recording, I don't want anyone to see this part of this. So you select the first frame of the part that you want to hide. For example, if it's your serial number or something, just put some spaces here. You can resize this if you want. So we'll just place it in the middle of this, and you can change the size of this. Or you can just press enter inside this. You can click this window here, set the opacity to 100. And if you don't want to make it look really obvious, you're using ScreenFlow by adding these bits on the edge, on the corners. What you can do is just set the round to 0. Might make it look a bit more professional or something. If you set it to 0, so it looks like you could have used another editing program. Don't know. It's a bit pointless anyway. But you can resize this, or you can even add some text. For example, if you made a mistake in the recording, say hello world, and just extend the size of this. But you can just delete it if you want. You can also change the time of where you want it. So you could just have it for 1 frame or 10 minutes if you want. And also a very nice feature is if you want to do time lapse or something in ScreenFlow, select this. Actually, I'll just check my record time. You can check your record time anytime by clicking this here. So it's 11 minutes at the moment. But what you can do is select this, click Show Clip Inspector to do time lapse or something, or you can just double click this. Double click the volume something. So you need to do this separately on the screen recording and audio, and you can change the speed here. Now it looks like you can only change the speed to 349, but what you can do actually is change the seconds to something like 1. So if you change it to 1 second, the speed is actually almost 2,000 times, 2,000%. But you can change the speed to, you can make it maybe super slow motion, maybe 8 hours 9. I'm not sure if it supports hours, but oh yes, it does support hours actually, but it's going to be an enormous file size if you do this, obviously. So let's just set the speed. It's quite an awesome speed. This thing probably 349. So if we just play this, actually just increase the volume a bit. Sorry about that. So as you can see, it sounds, as you can probably hear, it sounds very loud. I'm not sure if you'll be able to hear, but anyway, you can also change this. So change this to 349, and it will be exactly the same speed, but this is how you basically make a time lapse. So as you can see, it shows this bunny thing just to show that it's really fast. So as you can see, the mouse moves quite a lot faster. And this is basically how you make time lapses in ScreenFlow. So you can make them as fast as you want, basically. You could probably make it, I think you can make it 0.1 seconds or whatever you want, maybe 0.01. Actually, it can't be this, but I think you can do over 99,000 speed, which is quite an enormous speed. So I think I've shown most of the things that you can do in ScreenFlow. So you can choose other things to insert, like I don't know, movie MP4 file, MOV, QuickTime, H.264 file. You can paste things like callouts, or copy and paste them. And so you can do a few different things. So you can add an ending transition. That's basically what this does is, for example, it doesn't work on audio actually, but if I set an ending transition on this, I think, then it makes this transition here. So you could put some, I don't know, an image or something underneath this transition. So it's quite awesome to transition. I think don't think you can customize a transition. So yes, you can actually. So you can change it to maybe spin or something. So you just double click the transition to change it. So I haven't seen many people use these transitions, but still it's kind of hidden feature. So also very important feature, almost forgot about this. If you want to remove part of the recording, so for example this part of the recording is just really boring, completely useless, and this part. So basically, you press I on the beginning of the part that you want to end, and O on the part that's end part that you want to end, and press Command and backspace. And so this way you can remove any parts of your recording. Also, if you want to do a time lapse, like for example, start the time lapse halfway in the recording and end at 3/4 of the way, what you can do is press I, press right arrow key to go to the next frame, and O, and delete. This will delete one frame, so it basically splits this clip in half. I'm going to do the same here, and if I want, I can set the speed to normal. Actually, make this long, but I can set the speed to normal here, and set the speed to normal over here also. This is quite awesome if you want to just put a time lapse in part of your recording. You can also crop your recording here, but it's probably best to leave it here because you can change that in the export settings. I've been recording for 16 minutes already. It'll take a while to upload, but anyway, to export, just go to File and Export. Probably exporting isn't excellent in ScreenFlow, so it's best to export with max settings, quality high. So frame rates, if your frame rate for YouTube, I think the maximum frame rate that YouTube shows is 30 frames a second, but 24 frames per second is quite good also if you don't have a perfect upload speed for YouTube or something. But 24 frames per second is quite good and will have almost no lag at all. So restricting data rate is a very bad idea in ScreenFlow. It's best to use something like Adobe Media Encoder to do this. I might make a tutorial later for Adobe Media Encoder exporting. So it's best to have an automatic data rate. So if you do high and automatic, it will be about 10,000 kilobits a second actually. But in Adobe Media Encoder or something, you can set it to maybe 3,000 kilobits per second. So record 15 minutes of gameplay in ScreenFlow, maybe Minecraft gameplay or something, to be about 1 gigabyte. But it depends on what you're doing, because if you do just a screen recording of a tutorial or something, 15 minutes might be 100 megabytes. So it just completely depends on what you're doing. You can change the size. You can change it to 1280 by 720 is HD. 1980 by 1080 is full HD. And 4K is something similar to that, but I don't think ScreenFlow can export to 4K. It will just basically freeze your computer. Because even Final Cut needs at least, I think, 8 cores to do it, to export a 4K video. Prepare for instant streaming is quite good. Just for example, when you start loading a YouTube video, if it takes maybe 10 seconds to load, then the video is probably not prepared for instant streaming, because this just removes some parts of the file to the beginning, I think. So fast start is probably the best to use thing. So you can also here you can scale the custom size. And 1280 by 720 is best for YouTube though. I think 360 by 480 is 360p, I think, or 240, I'm not sure. What you can do here is make the settings default, so each time you open ScreenFlow you get the same settings as in Customize. And H.264 compression is probably the best to use for screen recordings, in my opinion, but it might not have the best compression if you want to make the file size very low. There are many different things that you can choose from here. Animation, I think, is enormously high quality, but the file sizes are enormous also. So you can also change the sound amount if you want. I think it's AAC. So this might be 14 megabytes for 15 minutes, I think, sounds. Anyway, I think I've mostly showed almost everything you can do in ScreenFlow now. So anyway, thanks for watching this tutorial. Please rate, comment this video, please subscribe, and please check out my different videos and tutorials. Also might be making a few more videos about video exporting and things like that later. So anyway, thanks for watching this video. And the record time is 20 minutes, so thanks for watching the whole video, and hopefully you enjoyed it.